The EP Podcast. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at theeppodcast.com.
I am sure, very sure, the next few years things will get nothing but better after I get out of the way of some new ideas. This was the job of a lifetime, but it's not the job for a lifetime.
That is Mayor James Sexton on Thursday, speaking with us. First, you heard it on the live show Thursday night, right after he had announced that he is going to be retiring and will not be seeking re-election. So a new mayor coming this spring to Evergreen Park. He gave the EP Podcast the exclusive that day. I know we were quoted in the patch. And if you want to hear that full interview, it is available now. Go back and take a look at it. It's the episode released before this one, on demand everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at theeppodcast.com. That episode and every episode of the EP Podcast brought to you by First National Bank of Evergreen Park over at 95th and Pulaski. The holiday season can come with a lot of pressure, not just on you, but your wallet. And the First National Bank of Evergreen Park has their everyday loan designed to help you get approved quickly so you can handle whatever the holidays throw your way, especially this year. Find a fixed rate that lets you manage your loan on your terms, so there's no need for payday lenders. There's enough uncertainty this year. They'll help you avoid the stress of managing expenses. Visit bankevergreenpark.com/EDL for everyday loan to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Hannah, you heard the mayor on the EP Podcast live Thursday night, currently on demand since Friday, announces his retirement, endorses State Representative Kelly Burke for the job. What do you think?
I like what he said. It's a job of a lifetime, but not a job for a lifetime. Like, he knew, it's time. He's been in service, 40 years?
Yeah.
He's been in public service.
Yeah, I mean,
so
he started as a trustee.
Yeah, I mean, it's well-deserved retirement. As you said, well-deserved retirement. He's put in more than enough, as a public servant. So
right, I'm jealous. I want to retire too.
I think you're a couple of decades behind the ball there.
Yeah, a little bit behind. Now here, next big thing after talking to him, ladies and gentlemen, I exchanged text messages with State Representative Kelly Burke today. She got a hold of my phone number because I had sent something through her regular representative. And instead of having to go through all the red tape, she just reached out to my cell phone and said, "Hi, Chris, this is Kelly Burke."
Yeah.
And it was like from an unknown number. And she goes, when do I get to come on? Because I was asking whether or not she would come on because he endorsed her. So we're going to have next week State Representative Kelly Burke on this program.
That's
so
great.
EP Podcast on top of all this.
Love it.
I know. I think that's awesome. So we're going to get to talk to Representative Burke as well. She's been on the show before.
She has.
We're lucky enough that we get to talk to all these people, which is kind of fun. And it's a great way for us to be able to bring them into everybody else's homes through the magic of the EP Podcast. Okay. Kelly Maroney will be joining us very soon here on this show from the Evergreen Park Chamber of Commerce. Amy Kazin from Evergreen Park High School. She does the Madrigals, the a cappella group Unaccompanied Minors. They've been on this show so many times before. She brought us the news of their big Halloween event, and now there is a big holiday event coming up very, very shortly. You're not going to want to miss. She joins us as well. But first, your EP word on the street. Evergreen Park Recreation Department is in Christmas mode. Remember that each and every Sunday night, the Evergreen Park Candlelight Theater does a Christmas review. You go to the village website, evergreenpark-ill.com. And this Sunday night, yours truly with a very special Christmas message. Actually got the kids out to help me out for this one. They delayed it an extra week because they thought it was so entertaining. 6 p.m. on Sunday, December the 20th. I believe a replay the Wednesday following. Keep your eye on the Village website and social media pages today, Monday, the day this show comes out. Santa Claus is still coming to town. Looking forward to see what they have planned. And if you're planning on going out to Christmas Mass, all the local churches have their sign-ups up, including Most Holy Redeemer. Churches have to do sign-ups to make sure they're not overcrowded because of COVID restrictions. The other day, Most Holy Redeemer made those sign-ups available on their website. I believe 4 o'clock Christmas Eve Mass was sold out in 20 minutes. There are still other spots available, but it's that time of year when churches are packed and you better make plans. That's your EP Word on the Street, found on the EP Podcast. Everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at the EPPodcast.com.
Deck the hall with boughs of holly, fa la 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 fa la la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la. See the blazing Yule before us, fa la 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 fa la la. Strike the harp and join the chorus, fa la 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 la. Follow me in merry measure, fa la 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 fa la la. While I tell of Yuletide treasure, fa la 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 la. Fast away the old year passes, fa la 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 fa la la. Hail the new ye lads and lasses, fa la 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 la. Sing we joyous all together, fa la 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 fa la la. Heedless of the wind and weather, fa la 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 la.
Joining me this week on the EP Podcast, good friend of the show, been down here before, Amy Kazin from Evergreen Park Community High School. How are you, Amy?
Great. It's good to be back. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too. You guys are currently you're taking a break from the in-person schooling stuff and trying to figure out what happens next on what, the 11th or something like that?
Yep, we're in an adaptive pause until January 11th.
All right, January 11th. Well, that's good for the kids. Kids know what they're doing for Christmas then. You know, what the heck? I mean, I don't mind it. At this point, like I was a big get them back into school person, but it's the holidays now. Like I want to be around them again. Then I want to get rid of them in January. That's kind of where I'm at. You know, just kind of like in the summer. Like you like having your kids around for that first month of summer, and then you want them out of the house. And you have to wait until they go back to school. That's kind of how I'm feeling right now. So there's big stuff going on with you. I know that you deal with things with the theater over there and a lot of other things at the high school, and you got big things going on this month. And so I'd love for you to just kind of break down what's happening. You got something going on with NHS, right? That's National Honor Society?
It is National Honor Society, yeah. So first we're asking for the community's help because National Honor Society has recruited Frosty, Santa, and some of his elves to stop by the school on the 99th Street side on Wednesday, December 16th from 3:30 to 5. We're looking to collect toys for Worth Township and some items that are on the wish list for Ronald McDonald House. Those include some grocery gift cards, laundry detergent, hand sanitizer, crossword puzzles, things like that. So Frosty and Santa and the elves will be out there collecting whatever drive-through donations are coming from the community, and we'll be passing those things along to folks in need. So that's the first thing, is that we need the community's help to make some folks' holidays a little bit brighter.
That's really nice. I always like the toy drives. I always think that it's kind of a fun thing for my kids to participate in. It's something that my wife and I have always tried to do, whether it be like through the church or if there's something, anytime we see something where there's a toy drive or it's like pick a name and buy a toy for this kid or help out this family, because it's a good lesson for the kids. And so that sounds like a fun thing because you have the kids participate and you've got some characters out there. So it's going to be kind of a fun experience. Again, what's the date and the time for that?
On Wednesday, December 16th, between 3:30 and 5 in the north parking lot at the school.
So this will be really similar to what happened during Halloween, right? I mean, because that was fun. That was a blast. I put my little guy in there and we drove around, and you were killing it with that because it was socially distant, but it was very entertaining for the kids. You'll have Frosty, you'll have Santa's going to be out there, right? This should be fun.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Oh, we had a blast with Halloween too. I ran out of candy twice. I had to go on 2 different candy runs because we had so many people. It was so much fun for the high school kids to be a part of too. So that was really great. But yep, it's a drive-through drop-off. You can pop your trunk and we'll take things out of the car for you. Yep, it'd be great to help folks in need because there's a lot of need right now.
Is there any kind of special toy that you think like kids want? Like, what age group should they be kind of aiming for here?
I know that there's need across all ages, so I think
Yeah.
anything folks are willing to donate is fine.
All right. I like to give obnoxious toys because I figure, what the heck? People always give me obnoxious toys. Like, I have a friend of mine who has always bought obnoxious toys for my kids, and he had his first kid just a few years ago, and it's finally the right age for toddler's first drum set, and I'm shipping it right across the country to him. Like, it's going to be amazing. So I'm thinking Nerf guns for all of these families.
Hey, I'm sure they'll be grateful for anything, but I do understand the payback that comes from that single uncle or that single friend that never had kids
Yeah.
who now turnabout's fair play, right?
Oh, can't wait. Baby's first drum set. It's going to be absolutely amazing. All right. So then you have some things going on with theater group too, right?
We do. In return for that help, we have 3 different holiday entertainment events that are absolutely free for viewing in your home coming up next week. We start on the 16th, so right after you drop off your toy, you get home at 5, you have dinner. At 7, we have our winter concert, which will go live on YouTube. That includes our band, our choir, our color guard, and some of our rock band students, some of our guitar kids. That starts at 7 o'clock, free to view. If that night's not convenient for you, it'll be up on the school's YouTube channel to access whenever. Then on Friday and Saturday, the 18th and 19th at 7 p.m., our theater department is presenting It's a Wonderful Life, the radio play. It's a 45-minute version of the classic story told...
Radio play.
Radio play.
I like that.
Told as if it was being recorded in a 1940s radio station with the Foley artist who's doing all the sound
Are you going to
effects
see
manually.
them doing it on the screen?
You will see them doing
I
it
would
on
love
the
an
screen.
audio version for this later. Maybe that way I can take a break during Christmas and just play that as my podcast this week. That week.
It is a short
Like, we'll
version.
talk after the show. I mean, I'll take a 45-minute radio play done by the kids, and we'll do that Christmas week here so I can have the week off to eat cookies. I'm totally cool with it, Amy.
It's a really great experience. There's about 10 kids in the cast, and all those 10 kids play all of the different characters in the movie, so they really have to multitask and master those multiple voices. Socially distant blocking, because in a radio broadcast in the 40s, you can't move away from the microphone. And again, that's the 18th and 19th at 7. Those do have to be viewed at that specific time.
So
it's
there's
only
no
available.
on-demand for that?
No on-demand for that one. Okay. And then the last one is our Madrigals, who this is their busiest time of the year.
I
We're
know
always
I'm missing them this year.
running
This is
around
the first
to those.
time that I haven't been able to have the Madrigals down here to the basement for a show, and I miss them so much. And I know the freshmen or the young ones that are new to it don't know what they're missing out on. But please let the older ones know I miss them very, very much. I have so much fun every year when they come down here to the podcast.
I'll pass that along. I'm actually going to see them tonight because we're recording their Madrigal program. We're recording their concert program tonight. And that will be available for viewing on Monday, the 21st, starting at 7. And then anytime after. So if you're looking for a Christmas Eve soundtrack or a Christmas Day soundtrack, you want something to put on, in the background with your holiday festivities with your family, you'll go to the school's YouTube channel and it'll be there for you. So
that's really cool. And there was a lot of information there, but don't worry, you're listening to a show that's on demand. So you can always go skip back and listen to it again with Amy and make sure that you get all the dates and the times and everything like that, because there's a lot right there. But you've got the toy drive, you've got entertainment going on, you've got the Madrigals doing like a concert. I mean, you're busy, and it's crazy to me that you do so much, Amy Kazin, in a month when most people are stressed out because they have to do their shopping and they're getting ready for their holidays. And it's like you've ramped up what you're doing. I think you deserve some sort of an award. I don't have one here for you. It's not like I'm going to pop out with one, but really, it's commendable, all the stuff that you're doing right now during all of this.
I appreciate that, but this is the time of year that it's the easiest to give back. And that's what we really want the kids to understand, is that they have talent and they have opportunity, and we need to capitalize on that. And the holidays really is the best time for us to be able to do that. And just because we can't have audiences in person doesn't mean that they can't share their talents with folks at home. All of the links actually will be posted on the school's website too, so everything will be in one place for folks to go back and find. That's www.evergreenpark.org.
Absolutely awesome. I'm really excited about it. You've given me more things now that I have to watch and pay attention to over the next week or so, but I'm excited to be able to do it because let's be honest, a lot of stuff that's on TV right now, stupid. So I'm going to probably be watching these things instead. They're going to be far more interesting. Amy Kazin, thanks for stopping by, and I'm going to try to participate in as much of this as humanly possible, but thanks for telling everybody about it.
Thank you for letting me come on, and happy holidays.
You've heard us talk about Cool Cloud's Vapor Shop, local Evergreen Park business that helps people stop smoking. In fact, they've been around right here in Evergreen Park since 2014, and they are open and ready now to help smokers get off of cigarettes with a $30 starter kit. A wide range of devices are available. Try a different flavor or a nicotine strength. And right now they're offering curbside pickup, delivery, and shipping options. Cool Clouds also has a growing selection of CBD products and recreational cannabis accessories. First-time customers, mention the EP podcast for 20% off your first purchase when you sign up for the rewards program. With gift certificates available, get one now for the smoker you want to get off cigarettes. Cool Clouds Vapor Shop, 3837 West 95th Street in Evergreen Park. Age verification is required, must be 21. Remember, quitting smoking is hard. Lucky for you, there's Cool Clouds Vapor Shop. Joining us on the phone line right now, it is a packed show, and I can't wait to talk to her. Kelly Maroney from the Evergreen Park Chamber of Commerce. Kelly, how are you?
Hi, Chris. I'm very good. Thank you for having me.
You know, Kelly, before we even get into what's going on with the Chamber of Commerce, I was telling Hannah already before the show came on, I was like, I don't remember the last time that Mayor Sexton was not running for mayor. Like, I've never been I joined Evergreen Park less than 20 years ago. I moved here. I've never been part of a mayoral election where it wasn't just, well, Sexton's getting reelected. This is like, I was like, how does this work? Like, will there be like a bunch of candidates? Like, I told her, I'm like, I want to bring on every crackpot that decides they want to be mayor. I want them to be on the show. Like, if you're just somebody who's like, I want to be mayor, I'm like, cool, come on. Like, I'm going to have anybody that wants to be mayor, anybody who wants to throw their hat in the ring, we're gonna let them at least talk on the EP podcast. At least it would be entertaining. What do you think?
Oh, gosh. I don't know if you want to open up that can and go that route, but that would be very entertaining.
It would be fun, I think, for everybody. So you guys are doing something really fun over at the Chamber of Commerce. We talked about it last week. I've been buying a raffle ticket each and every week. If I win, I'm splitting it with one of the callers into the show, including anybody that calls in tonight is eligible for this. And it's a big raffle you're doing to help out local businesses. Tell us all a little bit about it.
Yeah, that's awesome that you're doing that. And thank you for supporting and participating in the raffle. So yeah, the Chamber is holding their first holiday raffle. The idea was presented to us not too long ago. And just as a way to support our businesses, especially our struggling businesses. And
yeah, you guys do the winner, and I watched the video of the first one. You have like a whole digital wheel that you spun. I was like, wow, this is pretty fancy. Like, I'm just expecting like they pull a name out of a hat. No, they had like a digital wheel that they spun and somebody's name popped up. That's insane. I want a program like that. You had the coolest things, Kelly. Where do you find all this stuff at?
Oh, thank you. It's all out there on the internet. It's
and you're supposed to say, I do it, Chris, because I'm a genius. Come on, Kelly. You gotta pat your own back every once in a while.
I like to be modest, but yes, I did find it myself. It's out there on the internet, but I did find it. So yeah, it is really cool. You get to upload all of the ticket purchases in there, right there, load all up on the names, and then you get to see it spin, and it just pulls a random name right there for you.
So now if somebody decides they're buying a ticket for this week, what is the lineup? These are all like prize packages that range anywhere between, it looked like about $1,200 to $1,500 every week that you're giving away, which is insane.
Yes, yeah, they are very large prizes. Okay, so then next week is our shop till you drop and then grab a treat. So it's all of our local retail chamber members as well as our sweet treat members, Wolves and Cravings.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
I like that.
Yeah, so gift certificates to all of them.
Yeah, get all kinds of gift certificates for all kinds of different places. I was a little disappointed I didn't get the restaurant ones. Because Miss Lanuti likes to eat out.
There's a lot of people right there with you too, because the ticket sales for that was pretty surprising.
Yeah, she was a little upset when I said I was splitting it with a caller if I ended up winning. She was like, "You're doing what?"
You were a little too overconfident.
Yeah,
I think you karma got you on that one.
Look, Kelly, it sounds like you had big. It sounded like she had big ticket sales, but I bought one on Wednesday last week. And it said like I was ticket number 87. I'm like, Oh, that's great odds right there. Like, I was like, oh, they're not selling them. And then it sounds like you just had a ridiculous boom of ticket sales, and that hurt my chances. But I'm still of the belief that at some point I'm going to win. And that's what I believe is going to happen.
There was 193 tickets sold for the restaurant one.
Wow.
Yeah, so it must have. So that was Wednesday. Then in the next 2 days, I don't know, something happened where people wanted to get in at.
Probably Chris Lanuti bragging to everybody that he was going to win, and they were like, not a chance.
Not a chance.
That's what that was. That was all of Evergreen Park telling me no.
Many hot dogs on my plate. Many hot dogs on my plate. Many, many hot dogs on my plate. And hot dogs is a metaphor for the so many things, and the plate is a metaphor for my life. Many things, many things, many things, many, 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 many things in my life are like hot dogs on a plate, just sitting there, ready to make me fatter. Ketchup and mustard and other dipping sauces ready to tempt me. Why do you tempt me? Many, many hot dogs. Many, 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 many hot dogs on my plate.
Building relationships, supporting the community, and service. These are the things that Country Financial stands for. They're more than just an office you may pass by as you drive through Evergreen Park. They're neighbors who lend a helping hand and support the fabric of your community, including charitable organizations, sports, financial education, and civic organizations. And since Country is already your neighbor, they want to get together and chat. Call your local Country Financial representative, Mike Thauer, today at 708-425-1559 to talk about the things that are important to you and how he can help you protect them. State Representative Kelly Burke going to be on this program, the EP podcast, this Thursday night, live at 7 p.m. Check social media, all the EP podcast pages, or just use the Podbean app. The link will be on the pages, or use the app. It will also be on demand, so make sure you are subscribed to the EP podcast so you don't miss it. Mayor James Sexton on our previous episode announcing his retirement and also saying Kelly Burke should be the next mayor in his opinion. She's endorsed right now. She's clear. It was funny. The mayor said, I don't like to do endorsements, but vote for Kelly. That's kind of it. That's if you listen to it, that's what he said.
He's saying if Kelly runs, he'll vote for her.
That's what he's saying, and you should too. That's what he's saying. Now, I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't know how these elections work. Kelly will be on next week, and maybe I'll ask her this. But I have not been a part of a mayoral election in Evergreen Park because I have not been here for 20 years.
Yeah.
I have never been a part of one where there isn't an incumbent mayor that's
I wonder
running.
what was the race like when he was elected? Was it contested? Was it a heated
right.
race?
So is this going to be like Kelly runs against nobody because he just announced it and nobody assumed that he was going to be retiring? So there's only a few months to get it all together. Is this going to be, there's going to be at least another party that runs somebody? Or is this going to be like when they had that election in California about 20 years ago after they got rid of their governor and everybody ran from Arnold Schwarzenegger to like some porn star was running in it. There was a midget on a tricycle, if I'm not mistaken. There was a school of fish that were running. I mean, anything you could think of was running for it. I mean, they had carnival acts running for it. Like, will there be 45 people running for mayor? And there's part of me that like, I know that's not good for Evergreen Park. Like, you really don't want some sort of circus dolphin to actually get too many votes and end up becoming your mayor.
A Kanye West.
You don't want that. I don't want Kanye to be the mayor. Like, I mean, it's things I just don't want. Okay, I would like it to be. I'd like it to be somebody who know what they're doing. But on the other hand, it'd be wildly entertaining if we had whack jobs on the EP podcast for the next 2 months telling me why they should be mayor. You know?
Come and tell us. What are your thoughts?
Somebody who's just angry because there's dog poop on their lawn every week and they want to become mayor because they want to they want to enact like summary executions for dogs pooping on their lawn. Like, I'm looking for that candidate to come on and explain that to me. Like, I want...
Let us be your platform.
Give me 3 or 4 whack jobs in this election, and it's going to make my entire spring. And what else do I have? Like, what else? I'm dealing with this stupid pandemic. I don't feel like talking about it anymore. It drives me nuts. The election's over, thank God. Well, some people don't think it's over, but I mean, the election is basically over. I mean, Christmas is here, and once Christmas is over, and I leave my lights up for a ridiculous amount of time so I don't get depressed, so I'm going to leave those up until about March. Around that time, we're going to be in the thick of this mayoral race, and I want whack jobs in the spring. That's what I want. Like, my 2 things that I want in March is I want
around St. Patty's
the
Day,
Southside Irish Parade back because we got enough vaccines out.
Yeah.
That's my crazy dream. And whack jobs running for mayor.
Yep.
You know? I mean, like, Kelly Burke is going to wipe the floor with the whack jobs, but I kind of want whack jobs. Like, I want the craziest people in the world running for mayor. I would have a blast with that. I was in California during the runoff. I was doing radio in Bakersfield, California, when they had like the 47 people running for governor, where Arnold Schwarzenegger wins, but it was like everybody was running. Like Arnold from the TV show, the little guy, the guy who never grew up, plays Arnold. He's like, what you talk about, Willis, that guy? Remember him?
Gary Coleman?
Gary Coleman ran. I had Gary Coleman on the radio show. God bless him, rest his soul. But Gary Coleman was on telling me how he was going to be governor. And then there was a nudist I had on the show. I made him sit in a different room with like a paper bag around him. But like he came on and told me how he was going to be the first nude governor. Like, I want that. That was so much fun when that happened for me when I was out in the radio in California during that runoff election. That's what I want here for the am I selfish to want something crazy for the Evergreen Park mayoral election?
No, you're not. And I kind of would like to hear the more off the wall. I'm not going to say crazies because sometimes crazy can make a lot of sense. Whack jobs.
Whacked out whack jobs.
Whack jobs.
Like telling me they're going to be mayor. Like, that's what I want.
Just come pour a cold one with us.
Give me 1 or 2 legitimate candidates and a guy who wears nothing but his underpants and a smile. And that's all he does. And he walks around in tighty whities and plays the drums like the little drummer boy. And he wants to be mayor of Evergreen Park. Like, give me that guy.
Where do you get these ideas? The quarantine needs to end. What has it done to you? What do you want taking over this village? My God.
Yeah, like a circus dolphin. So I don't know. Does your financial advisor actually take time to listen to you? Is your financial strategy personalized for you and your family? Will your financial advisor be there as your life and financial situation changes? Why worry about those things when Tom Walsh is nearby? He's your local Edward Jones financial advisor. He works with you, focusing on what's important to you. He uses an established process to create personalized financial strategy, and he partners with you to help your strategy stay on track. Listen, families in South Chicagoland have been benefiting from Tom's get-to-know-you approach and do-the-right-thing values for over 18 years. Contact my close personal friend and also a fellow Brother Rice alumni, Tom Walsh. He's your local Edward Jones advisor, located in Mount Greenwood, right outside of the EP at 111th and Kedzie. Member SIPC.
Throw the Yule log on Uncle John. Throw the Yule log on Uncle John. Throw the Yule log on Uncle John. Push the pickle down, Uncle John. Push the pickle down, Uncle John. Push the pickle down, Uncle John.
10 o'clock on Christmas morn and all the guests are coming to the door.
10 o'clock on Christmas morn and Uncle John's already on the floor.
Though the weather's bitter cold, there's not a frown to mar the festive mood.
Wait till they discover that old Uncle John has eaten all the food. Hear the hall clock strike, Uncle John. Hear the hall clock clock strike, Uncle John. Hear the clock strike, hear the whole clock strike, Uncle John. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear, Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair, Fuzzy Wuzzy was a Fuzzy Wuzzy was a green ball. Please will you come to Uncle John? Gather around for Uncle John. Please will you come to Uncle John?
The no good for nothing.
Oh, when will you come to Uncle John? When will you come to Uncle John? When will you come to Uncle John? Oh, when will you come to Uncle John?
You're listening to the EP podcast. That's the Evergreen Park Madrigal Choir from back when they were able to come down here and hang out in my basement. And I do miss having high school kids come down to my bar in my basement. I know that sounds creepy, but
Yes,
this pandemic needs to end so that they can come down here and sing songs for me. Because as you can tell, I've lost my mind because I want crazy people running for mayor. Just for the entertainment value. Then have somebody stable win. But entertainment value, crazy people. Now, speaking of crazy, or it's not really crazy, it's actually what you should be doing if you're going to be visiting people during the holidays. This is the last time Hannah will get to sit down here at the bar until after Christmas, because we are going to go under the strict quarantine for my mother and father. And so this is the big blowout where you get to hang out here. And I know your friend, my wife, is sitting here at the end of the bar waiting for this show to end patiently so she can knock back a few. Because you're not gonna see each other for a while.
Now, what is it next week? Y'all are both working from home, and all three kids are
all three
learning
kids
from
are
home?
homeschooling.
We're
working
will this
from
house
home?
still be standing next Friday? A week from today.
I don't know. You heard my ideas for crazy mayors. You know where I'm at. It's like I'm one step away from Jack Nicholson in The Shining. So who knows what's gonna happen? All right, but we're gonna survive that so that we can have the holidays with my mother and father, because we were very good, and then we got to a point where I saw very depressed children, and I was like, go out and play with your friends. Go out and play with your friends. You know, this thing doesn't affect kids the same way that it affects adults. We're all healthy here, and we'll just be as cautious as we can, but I don't want you to be cut off from the world. But because of my mom and dad, I mean, my dad's turning 70 here in a week. So they're in that range. And so we're doing that because they're in that range. I mean, in the range that they're at, it jumps from being like less than a 0.5% fatality rate to like 5%. It's like insane when you get up to that age. Like, but for the holidays, I asked my mother what she wanted, and she said, all I want to do is hug my grandkids.
Aww.
So I was like, all right, well, then I got to stay in the house for 2 weeks. So that's the sacrifice that we're going to end up making.
You'll make it.
Yeah, you'll still be on. You'll still be joining on the live thing over the app, right?
Yes.
You'll still be doing the show.
Well,
not
depends.
kicking you out.
Depends. I'm not sure if we're leaving Thursday night or Friday morning.
When? You're leaving town.
Yes.
Next week or the week after?
It's coming like a week from either.
So by the next live show, you might not be around.
I might not. Depends if
You're
we want to
leaving me
drive
here by my own?
It depends if we want to drive through the night on Thursday or wait and.
Hold on a second. No, hold on a second. The people of Evergreen Park don't want just me. They just listen to me.
Well, you know what?
Come
I
up
could
with my
do it
top
from the car. I'll be
45
in the
weirdos
car.
that I want to have run for
I'll be in
mayor.
the car at that point somewhere on I-57. And
Better
I can
watch
do
out.
it from the
Kelly
car.
Burke's coming next week.
I can
She's
do it
gonna
on
be
the car.
Kelly Burke's
I
going to
can
be on
do
the
it on
line
the
next
car.
week.
Dave will drive.
I'll do the whole show with Kelly. She'll be state representative, mayor, and co-host of the EP podcast. She's taking over the world.
You gonna pay her?
No, I don't pay anybody. I'm cheap.
Another show is wrapped up. Another show's in the books. Another show is wrapped up. And then by the looks, it's gonna be a good one. And we'll see you next week. And the nude is basement. And the nude is basement. Another show is wrapped up. Another show is wrapped up. Another show is wrapped up. And it's in the books. Another show is wrapped up. Another show is wrapped up. And by the looks, it's gonna be a good one. Nudie's Basement. Broadcast Basement. The Nudie's Basement. The Broad Basement. Slancha.
The EP Podcast. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at the eppodcast.com.